Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, and of course, as many of you have seen, I was supposed to do a quick interview with Adam Kokesh from prison live here on YouTube today, and it was supposed to happen in the afternoon at some point. Time has gone on, we haven't heard from him, and a lot of people are starting to get a bit concerned because nobody is able to get a hold of him. And earlier, I should mention earlier this week, he was of course arrested for well, we don't really know yet. That's one of the things that I wanted to ask him about, because there isn't any real conclusion with this. No one's really talking much about it. Kokesh isn't getting many answers as far as I have heard, and there was a campaign earlier today that kind of involved this, as you can see on the screen here. It was involving everyone calling the district attorney's office and demanding they grant the writ for Adam Kokesh. Now, from what I've heard, there has been an insane amount of phone calls going in, and this just might have possibly got him in a bit of trouble. Could have backfired, just from what I'm seeing. So we aren't getting a lot of information. I do apologize that I know I was supposed to bring you this interview today, but I mean, he's in jail, guys. There's only so much I can do. There's so much anyone can do. No one is hearing from him. It's been completely silent. He knew he was going to be doing this interview today, and the only reason I could imagine him not calling is because he literally can't. It's not like in prison you're just like, well, I feel like making a phone call. I'm going to do whatever I want. No, he was kidnapped and thrown in a cage for who knows what. He's a political prisoner. This goes back to something that he was basically campaigning for. In my last video with him, actually, in Las Vegas, he was very vocal about this activist under fire campaign with Ross Ulbricht, the Bundys, etc., getting them out of prison for basically they're political prisoners. There's lots of news out of what has been happening with Adam. I do have a bit of video here of his arrest. No sound on it from here, just a screen grab that I got. And, of course, it shows his dog. And this dog sniffs and seems to give some kind of signal. And you can imagine what it gives a signal for. But anyway, as Adam kind of mentioned, like, the only thing that I could see really wrong is that I left this hatch open. Oops, and he went and fixed the hatch that was open, as you can see here. So then he gets arrested. I was watching this live on Facebook at the time of it happening, and then suddenly they say, okay, well, it's going to a whole new level, and we are going to basically make you turn off your video now. And he's like, okay, well, if you guys don't hear from me, please send help. And this is the last we really saw of him. He did a quick little message on YouTube yesterday, I think on Liberty Movement Radio, where he talked about how there was a sorry, just clicking and stuff, I'm editing live. He did a little blurb on Liberty Movement Radio where he said that he's in the presidential suite at the jail in Wise County, Texas. Of course, he always has a sense of humor. That's one thing that he always has. But yeah, we have not heard from him. I've been waiting all day for that phone call, and the only reason I could imagine that he's not calling is because he literally can't call, which makes me very concerned. There's something going on. I think he's just getting punished because people are standing up for him. Of course, there have been protests outside the jailhouse, including people like Corey Watkins, other people that are friends of ours here at WAM, and, you know, when you do as much work as Adam has over the years, you gain a following, and that following is going to do whatever they can to protect you. So, unfortunately, I think in this one case, it kind of backfired, but that doesn't mean stop. That's just an assumption. I think that we should really put the pressure on. Release him. Release information. He's kidnapped. This is a kidnapping. And as FKN Freddy mentioned in the chat here on YouTube, he says Adam's dog was in the motorhome. Yeah, I believe his name is Balu, and he was put in doggy jail and was taken out of doggy jail and brought home with someone until Adam gets out. I think all is well on that front, but let's reunite him with Adam. Like, this is ridiculous. the $76,800 bail is sickening, and I think they got it down to $20,000 or whatever, and he's donating to the Libertarian Party instead of paying it. He's refused bail. I do have a bit of an article right here, just a headline, where they basically called him an unknown presidential hopeful, which made me kind of laugh in the article, because he in no way is unknown, as we all know very well. But Lee Davidson asks, what did he do? No one really knows. Like, really, nobody really knows. Some people are saying, well, maybe he had possession or whatever. But he had just announced his presidential bid, like, officially. And then gets arrested, pulled over twice, arrested, and off he goes to jail. And questions are not being answered. A lot of people are concerned, and rightly so. So I just wanted to give everyone an update on what's going on here, because I have been sitting here. I'm kind of sick at the moment. I think I have like some kind of fever coming on, so I'm not in the best of conditions, but I've been sitting here kind of all day just waiting for the phone call, and when the phone call doesn't come, it's 7:18 p.m. Central Time. I think he's on Central Time as well down there in Texas, and basically nothing, no word, and I can't imagine they're going to be doing phone calls too much later than now. So I assume that I'm not going to get it today. I might get it tomorrow. I don't know. It's kind of last second thing. I'll go online if I have, if he calls, but it's looking like he's being punished right now for something. It's just unfortunate. Like, it's just sickening. Let's see. I got a few comments here. What did he do? Again, I don't know. It's really vague. Then, of course, there's one comment from G. Torres 1719. Is he still in jail? Yes, unfortunately, he's still in jail. I was thinking, like, maybe they were just doing supper earlier. I was like, maybe it was just lunch, and maybe after he'll call, blah, blah, blah. But no, it looks like he's being stopped from being able to call. I did have the exclusive interview. I really hope to bring it to you guys. I'm going to do everything I can to bring it to you guys. But again, he is unfortunately still locked up. Who knows why? Once again, another innocent person, victimless crime, if anything. Kidnapped, thrown in a cage by police. And yeah, they said the dog signaled, but so what? Even if it did, the idea of him going to jail for not hurting anybody is insanely stupid. I think we need to get the word out a bit more, push this forward a bit more, because freedom is the most important thing we could call for, the most important thing we can fight for. It's the basis of humanity itself. And when we let one person go down without hurting anybody, when we let one person go down for doing nothing, then we basically sit apathetically by until it's our turn, you know? Something I went over with Adam last year, in last July, about how, you know, they came for the Jews, you know, they came for the Christians, they came for blah, 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 I did nothing, and then they came for me, and there's no one else left to stand for me. It's an old worn-out quote, but it's true. So, just looking at a few of these questions, again, I'm very tired, I'm kind of sick, so just kind of going through all this real fast, kind of winging it. Let's see. Yeah, G. Torres mentions, crazy how he got stopped twice in less than 15 minutes. Exactly. I mean, well, he's obviously being targeted. It's very suspicious. Something interesting I wanted to bring up, though, is that he apparently made the first known crypto transaction behind bars. I don't know. Is that a good thing? Is that a upside to this really stupid story about an innocent man getting kidnapped and thrown in the back of a vehicle and then thrown into a cage like a rabid dog? No one really knows exactly what he's charged with. No one's really giving any answers. I will be going to Anarchapulco, as someone asked in the chat. I will be there. Is he going to be there? It's coming up pretty close. I have a feeling that he's not going to be making it to Anarchapulco this year. I mean, he's, you know, you see, he's had felony arrests in the past. Of course, he loaded the shotgun in Freedom Plaza quite a few years ago. Everyone tried the jury nullification plan. You know, he spent a lot of time in prison. He wrote the book Freedom, which you can find on thefreedomline.com. And he, you know, he's been through a lot. He dealt with the military. He saw horrible things in Iraq. And basically he has been through the hoops over the years. And I feel like with all these things piling on, I really doubt he's going to be crossing the border anytime soon. At least not legally. So we will see what happens. Anyway, I'm feeling really sick, so I'm going to get going. I agree with Jerry K. Please smash that like button. Subscribe. Let's get this message out and make sure that he's okay, because I'm concerned. A lot of people are concerned. There is a campaign currently going on Facebook. I showed it earlier. This thing here, called the District Attorney's Office. Very likely that this actually caused it caused a lot of the issues that I'm having tonight getting a hold of him. No one's able to get a hold of him. I have a feeling that this is due to him being punished for other people trying to help him out. From what I'm hearing from his campaign manager, the last we've heard is that he spoke to his brother today around noon. But that's the last we heard from him as far as Ben Farmer, his campaign manager, knows. That was just posted on my status. There are a few people trying to get some kind of situation going right now to get more people standing up and looking for answers and getting him out of this hellhole cage, kidnapped like he was by the government that's supposed to be shut down, by the way. I don't think it's shut down, obviously. They're still stealing from people and, well, stealing people. But, yeah, basically there is this campaign on Facebook. A lot of people are trying to get him out. But, again, he is a target. I've heard from some people in Texas that just driving around, they've actually been asked by police if they have ever contacted him or know him. He's obviously a very targeted person. And he's got to be doing something right, if that's the case. I consider him a friend. I know he's one of the most polite people I've ever met. All this personal gossip mag drama that goes on Facebook, ridiculous. Ignore it. This isn't a soap opera. This is real life. And he's doing incredible things for the cause of freedom. People who've never spent time with him are making assumptions about him, and it's wrong, and it's stupid. And that's basically all I have to really say. He's a great person, and I've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with him privately. It's just they just keep targeting him and trying to make his life miserable. They're trying to make a example out of him, I guess. But anyway, so before I wrap it up, I just wanted to look at a few more comments here and see if are there any questions. Again, my mind is not there at the moment because I am kind of sick, so I apologize for that. It's unfortunate. I had so many scenes set up here. I finally am getting into editing these live videos live. I got all this stuff built up to go to, clip to, and can't do it. Oh well. I shouldn't be complaining. I mean, Adam's in jail. Anyway. So I hope people stay tuned. I'm going to do everything I can to find out more. There is very little going on. Like I said, his campaign manager said the last he heard of him, he spoke to his brother today around noon. There's a little message from him, I think, yesterday on Liberty Movement Radio, where he kind of quickly went into the fact that, okay, I'm all right, it's all good, but yeah, I got my presidential suite in this jailhouse. There's no part of this that is fair on any level. Like I said, when it happens to one of us, it happens to all of us. We should stand up for him. And we have to free ourselves from the chains so many of us revere. Stop being apathetic. The only path to freedom is by action, education, individual responsibility, which is the hallmark of freedom itself. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll keep you as much up to date as possible. Let's get Adam Kokesh out of jail. This is a disgrace, and we cannot tolerate this kind of attack on individual liberty, no matter who it is, no matter where they are. Thank you. This is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.